Hello, everyone. We're live. Christina threw herself out. She just said if she touches the comment, she's going to throw herself out. We have guests joining me. But before we get started, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I have, if you're wondering what in the world I have on, my sister bought this for me last year. It's like a dress almost, this warm, fuzzy. It's like this is not an ad. This warm, fuzzy, I don't know what, comfy type shirt, but it's so long, it's like a dress. Look what you put where you put your hands. Look what it says. Oh, merry and cozy like a Hallmark channel movie. So I have that on because it's 25 degrees where I am. Actually, it might be that was when the sun was out. So, Christina's back. I'm going to add her in. Here you are.
Yeah, but I can't see myself. Why?
No, I'll remove you and you come back in again. Pull yourself out and come back. And then I'll put you back in. I'm going to remove you. Hold on, everyone. I'm kicking her from the studio. All right. Oh, you're all saying hi to each other. And I saw some people had some questions, but you're answering them for each other, like who the Hearty Observer is. That's Teresa. And I put inside, I am cozy, Teresa. I put inside the chat the link, but you can find that on my channel too. There you go. You're back.
Hi. I'm here.
Yay. So I was like, let's do a Teacup Tuesday chat. That would be, or Teacup Tuesday talk for alliteration. That would be so much fun. Thank you, everyone, for I don't know. It's like this big, long, warm, cozy. My sister's like the best shopper in the world. I have no idea where she bought it.
I know. I like it.
No clue. All right. So before we get started, Deb Johnston from the When Calls the Heart on Hallmark is going to join us. And who else is going to join us live? Oh, Kathy might. She might be able to pop in and join us live too. Christina's here. She is the admin from Chris McNally fan page. And we're going to talk all about all these little photos that we have. And it seems like we've got nothing, but maybe we do have some things. And I know, Teresa, you've been posting some good stuff. So you're here with us. I should have had you join in the studio. I wasn't thinking. So anyway, I wanted to show you, if you wanted to host, I have people over for tea all the time, even if it's my girls. Sometimes they want to have a tea party or whatever. So we even do iced tea in the summer. We do all kinds of stuff, but it doesn't even have to be real expensive. So I wanted to show you, you can serve 5 people and this didn't even cost $20. So of course that's one of my little.
Oh, yum.
But I have these really cool napkins. I don't know if you have Home Goods near you, but they have gorgeous stuff. So it's pink and gold and leopard, which is my office is every bit like that.
Oh, I love those.
So I put one on the plate, but I found all this stuff. I didn't even have to make it. So this is like impromptu. And I'm not the kind of person who likes box things because I always think they're artificial tasting. But so if I find something that's really good, it's really good. So here's what I did. I threw together Pepperidge Farms. Anything Pepperidge Farms is amazing. So this is their apricot and strawberry like thumbprints. They are so buttery and delicious. So I think they cost like $3.99. I got them at Target. So I have them. Then this is a shout out to our Lucas Bouchard who had macarons for Elizabeth when they went on their picnic. Usually we're big fans of these in my family. And I may have talked about them before, but usually when you get them made, they're like $3 just for one cookie.
Yeah, I love those.
Well, Target, I discovered them recently. Target has them for $6.99 and you get 12. That's like what, 50 cents a cookie?
Yeah.
And they're all the traditional flavors and they're amazing. They taste just as good as if the people that sometimes people don't even make them that great, but as where we go, they do. Just as delicious as those. And so if you're craving chocolate chip cookies and you don't want to go through all that work, I'm not joking. These taste exactly like you made every single thing. So it's Betty Crocker, right? I wanted you to know I wasn't lying. I really made them. And you put 1 stick of butter and 1 egg, and it makes delicious 2 dozen chocolate chip cookies for $3.99. And they're delicious. So I put all that together and I sprinkled salt on mine because I need a little salty. And then I had gotten these little Ferrero Rocher things. So I have my whole little tray. There's everything, all delicious.
Those
all
look good.
out. And I have more than enough. I didn't put everything on there, but if I, with all of that, not even $20, I have more than enough for like 5 people. If you want to have girlfriends or boyfriends or little ones over and have a tea party, it wouldn't even cost that much. Look, this is my mug. It matches. I got that at Home Goods too.
Nice.
All right, that's my little spiel about my tea party. What are we all drinking over here? Somebody said they were having an Irish whiskey. What are you drinking?
Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. People are still coming in. What are you drinking? Anything good? Christina? Right there. Christina, can you hear me?
I'm not going on the chats because I did that and I got out. I bumped out.
I was asking you though what you were drinking.
What am I drinking?
Yeah.
Tea. Just tea. Regular old-fashioned tea. In my new mug.
I'm just looking at all that. Your mug, let me see it. Hold it up.
I have a hard time hearing you. I don't know why.
Hold it up. Oh, maybe you have to raise the volume on your device.
Let me see. I try to turn my volume up.
All right.
It says it's up.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know.
All right. Everyone's saying hello.
Hello.
Earl Grey, they're drinking Bailey's, raspberry hibiscus. I love raspberry. I like to make raspberry hibiscus as an iced tea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. H2O for me. Okay. I'm lucky. I have a daughter who goes crazy at Christmas with making cookies. Oh, I know. We do too. We go cuckoo, but I didn't because I was just, it's just the past 3 years have been crazy with school.
I baked mostly cakes this year and I did bake some cookies, but I didn't go all out with the cookies. Last year, I had them boxed for weeks and nobody touched them. It was like they all ate them like the first 2 days and then they just got bored with them and quit. So I was like, I'm not going to go all out this year.
I'm sure. All right. So I figured that we had lots of different pieces of tidbits here and there, and someone's drinking Gatorade and soda, and we would talk about them. So I'm going to share some stuff. I'm going to add it to the stream, and I have to hold on. I have to go over to here and hit slideshow. All right. Can you still see it, Christina?
Yes.
All right. So let's start with these interesting pictures here. So on the last day for most of the cast, this picture here with the red arrows that I put in, this is just a partial of it. And many of you saw it, but they posted, that's a wrap, season 10 class, they called it. And all the kiddos were in the front. And then the adults, I think almost everybody was there. Bill wasn't, or Jack Wagner, for whatever reason, wasn't in this photo. But my red arrows are going to, who is this redhead that is standing next to
yeah, I wonder who that is.
Joanna? I'm wondering if is it Molly's daughter who's come back? Because she looks older, but still young. What do you think? I'm wondering what everyone thinks. So I'm wondering if she's come back, because I think Molly's going to have, Molly and Bill have a big storyline this season for some reason.
It might be because she's next to her. So that might give us that clue.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I would say, yeah, that's probably who it is.
I can't see the chat, so I'm interested in what everyone else thinks. And also, I have another theory about Molly, but I'll get to that when I get to something else. So remind me, which would be a really good reason for her daughter to come back now. And I looked to see if she was the same actress that played her before, but she's not. And then I did the arrow down here next to the young, I think his name is going to be Toby. And I noticed that he is throughout the season. He's not just he had different pictures. So it looks like he's in several episodes. So I'm wondering if he's like a permanent new cast member, not just for the season.
Yeah.
Here's a cutie. He wanted to come on. I asked for him to come on. I think you heard me say this before.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is a cutie.
But the production company said no. We had to wait until we knew more about him.
Right.
And I've signed off on like NDAs and stuff because he's a young guy. You never know. You know what I mean? They're not as media trained as the adults are. So I understood. I'm like, it's no problem. I would not ask, but you never know. He could slip accidentally. I mean, some of the adults have done that too. So he will be coming on, but I thought it would be fun if ahead of time we got to know him. You know what I mean? Like he has such a cute little personality. He was posting stuff on Instagram, and not everybody's on Instagram. And he posts like about his Rubik's Cube and things like that. I'm going to show you the next slide of him. He's standing here with Amanda, and a lot of people got excited and thought maybe there was a relationship between the two. But if you had read the caption, he knows Amanda Wong because she produced one of the commercials he was in when he was younger. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you want to show them next slide?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, not the next one, no.
Well, really? That's weird. Here, I'll do it that way. Tell me if you could see it now. Can you see the next slide now?
No, still the same picture.
Oh, that's so weird. It's in advance.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Oh, it's working this way now. That's even better. Last time it wouldn't do that for me. So
Okay, yes.
there he is with Amanda. I'm curious to see what everyone's saying. Molly's daughter with red hair as well. Hello, Roxanne and Christina. I think the young redhead is Rosaline. Okay, I'm agreeing with all of you. Probably you think that she's a new student. I thought, Teresa, she looked too old to be a new student, though. She looked older than like Anna and Robert.
Yeah, she does.
Let's just go back. See her there? I don't know.
Yeah, she does look older.
Yeah, when you get really, it's probably harder for them to see, but when you get really up close, I really thought she looked more like a young woman.
Yeah, she looks like a young woman, like in her 20s.
She's talking about Toby. Okay, I gotcha. I'm sorry. Relative of another character. It could be a relative of another character, but it's funny because she's there at the end. I'm wondering how long she's been. She's not listed in any of the database or anything, so they're keeping that close. All right, so back to Toby. You're thinking Toby is like a new student in the classroom. Absolutely. I think though that he has more than just like he's in the classroom. What do you think, Christina, about Toby?
Yeah, I don't think it's just a classroom kid, because I think maybe a new family is coming in, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it has something, because Mark Brandon's supposed to be on there.
I know, but
so maybe it might be, I don't know.
I know. For some reason, I was thinking that earlier, and there was something that he said, and I don't remember what, that made me think, no, I don't think that he is in connection with Mark Brandon's character. Someone's saying maybe he is a runaway or a troubled youth.
That could be.
Maybe he's related to the new woman, the redhead. They don't look much different in age, but
right.
They have a connection. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree that the gal, Janice is saying here, I'll show you. I agree that the gal looks like Molly's daughter, Jan's saying. Toby could be a new student, but interesting that he's standing next to May. Yes, if you, sorry, that was loud of me. I apologize. I have such a tickle in my throat. I had just said they are standing together, but the reason why they are standing together is because they've known each other for years prior to When Calls the Heart, because she produced a commercial that he was in. Yeah. Yeah, and then it's, Robin saying if around the whole season, then probably a bigger storyline. I know. I'm really interested in that. What do you think, Christina, about any of this? Anything else before I move on? Oh, here's Deb. Let's see what she has to say.
I don't have anything to say.
Yes, you do.
Hi.
How is everybody? Happy
We're
New Year
great.
early.
Hi, we're good. We're talking about these slides that I put up. So I was talking about first this young, if you can see the red arrow pointing to the redhead, I'm thinking that she's too old, I feel, to be in this. Everyone's saying hi to you, Deb, by the way, in the chats.
I can't see that. I can see one.
If you hit, no, the high thing is a private one from us. If you hit the box that says comments, then
Okay.
you'll be able to see them.
Oh, I see them. Hey there. Look at all those people
All right.
with nothing to do on a Tuesday night.
So the redhead we're thinking is maybe Molly's daughter who's come back.
That's what I've thought.
You did too?
Yep. With a different person, as a different person, not the same actress.
Right. And then I have the arrow on Billy, his real name is, but on the show it's Toby, and we're trying to figure out, like, we feel like he's not just a new kid in the classroom, that he has a bigger storyline. What do you think?
You think maybe he's connected to Mesu somehow, but he doesn't have the nationality looks of Mesu. Is that politically
He
correct?
could be. I know that the reason why they stood together in this picture is because Amanda Wong produced a commercial he was in when he was younger.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not connected.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Mm.
I mean, it could have something to do with her ex-person. Yeah. Somehow.
And he ran away to see her or come find her. I don't know. Yeah. He's a mystery.
Maybe even to warn him. Warn her about him, even though he was late getting there.
True. So. All right, so this I wanted to show in the database. This little young actress, they list her as Sarah Wolfe, and it's funny because I had done a video that said about the children. We need some new children in Hope Valley, and where in the world where's Robert's sister? And then this pops up, this cutie patootie. So it's got to be his sister, right?
It has to be. Wolfe too.
She wasn't in that last photo that I showed. So I'm wondering, she's actually got the same birthday as little Jack does, and she's a year older than he is. So maybe she's 4. You think or about 4? You think she's too young to go to school?
Well, look at how old Opal was when she showed up. She was really young.
Yeah.
She looks like about the same age as Opal when she started.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But if she's old enough to be in school, watch out. Little Jack's on his way.
Look at this. Someone's saying, Brian said he read somewhere. I think I read somewhere that Toby will be sharing a lot of scenes with Cooper.
Oh.
Oh, you think they're going to get in trouble together?
Probably.
I just watched the episode where Cooper was going to hit his slingshot at the balloon.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. And Nathan walked right past him while he was doing that. So how did Nathan not stop him?
Right.
Poor Nathan was out of sorts. Okay.
Yeah.
He was that was a big traumatic. I got a whole theory. By the way, since we mentioned that, a public congratulations to Kayla and Kevin.
Yes.
Getting engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago. Yeah.
I did.
By the way, I didn't block him. I just didn't okay it. Someone tried to post that Kevin and Kayla just got engaged on one of my sites. And I'm like, this was like 3 or 4 days ago. I'm not going to let you post this again. So I'm sure I'm going to take heat for that, but I don't care. Yeah.
I'm going back and forth. Bryce said Robert's sister was a Christmas baby. Yes, Bryce. It was even one of our questions when we played. We had a hearty Christmas baby, and it was one of our questions. Yep. Yes. A year before, it was season 5, And then in season 6 is when little Jack was born.
Yeah.
Could Toby be one of the orphans, as has somewhere shown up in Hope Valley? Could be.
They got some place. They need some place to go because when Hope calls isn't going to happen. So they might as well bring him back over to us.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's writing how happy they are for them. So here's my theory about that. They have such chemistry, Kayla and Kevin, on screen I'm telling you, I don't know what they have planned for those two characters separately in this new season, but they would be a great couple.
I
know.
I've thought that too. As long as they're together, let them be together.
I know. Now they're getting married. I want to hear about, we don't like to do boyfriend girl. Who said that? I think that's a rumor. I don't think anybody really wrote that if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, you can't be a couple on the show. That's cuckoo. That sounds like social media nonsense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is cute. I think so too. I hope she becomes a playmate for little Jack too, and they get into some trouble.
Oh yeah.
I think I would like that.
Well, she looks a little old for Jack, but I just saw Jack's little Christmas thing, and Jack's looking older than what
he's really growing up.
Yeah, he's older now. He's bigger.
Well, she's supposed to be about 4 years old.
Right. So. Well, that's what. Well, he's got to be. He's 4 now, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so. So then she would be 5 because she's a year ahead of him. So maybe she will be ready for school age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Therese is saying, I definitely think Kevin and Kayla will share a lot more scenes, even if they don't get together. Oh, I do too, because I think just from the two of them in their interviews, little things that they say, we know that Kayla's going to have a big storyline. Fiona has a big storyline this season. So I'm excited to see what goes down with that.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, welcome to Bryce Newell. He started in just not very long ago on this, and he's caught up to everybody. And I've been instant messaging him back and forth, and I got him to come on to some of these podcasts. So I see he's on tonight. So it's good to see you, Bryce.
Hi, Bryce. Look at that. Deb's giving you a shout out, even though I covered your comment up. I'm sorry, Deb. But I seem to remember some possible interaction between Fiona and Mike. Yeah, there was. I mean, I like them two together too.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryce is saying, oh, Deb, is that the Deb? You're the Deb.
Yes, Bryce, I'm the Deb.
I never heard them say that. I just saying they have both said they don't want to be together on the show. I never heard them.
No, I never heard that.
No, I've never heard that either.
No. I don't know. You know who would know best? Even though I've seen every interview they've ever done, Teresa would really know if they've ever said that. She'd remember that. All right, I'm going to move on to our next little thing here.
Mark Brandon.
Handsome Mark Brandon. He is as beautiful as he is on the outside is how beautiful he is on the inside. He is like a top-notch guy and extremely talented.
Oh, yeah.
Talented. I'm so excited. He's only in for 2 episodes, and he's already messaged me months ago saying that he'll come on when Kathy and I do our reviews. He'll be there for those episodes. I'm like, okay.
He's really nice. He always comments to his fans on Facebook. He's really, really nice.
Okay. I was just looking off to the side. Never heard that.
I'm excited to see him on there.
They're saying he's a sweetheart. Okay. So now he comes in, he told us that his character's what? I think it's 10 and 11. I don't think it's 9.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 and 11. And he said that the townsfolk, he has a big impact on the town. And he said that everybody's excited for him to get there. But when he leaves, they're mad. And I do know that he shares scenes with Rosemary and Lee. What do you think?
So is he from San Francisco? Is he from the newspaper?
He never said, he couldn't tell us any of that.
Yeah, I think he has something to do with the newspaper, maybe like a huge reporter or something.
Or maybe he is the newspaper guy.
Yeah. He could
Yeah.
be the owner of the newspaper.
Yeah. I don't know.
He could be that person that's coming in. Okay. His wife has a part. His wife is an extra on the show. I don't know if she is, has any interaction with him or not. But she is on the show. He took a little picture of the two of them, and he mentioned it, like
Yeah.
who she got to meet and work with, and all of that stuff. Definitely think that he's connected with Rosemary and Lee, though, because
Yeah, I do as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe the doctor. Doctor? No, because what's her name?
You think he's a doctor? I don't know, but how would he have a huge impact on the entire town?
Yeah. Well, delivering the baby.
That's true, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I have no idea. It's kind of like a guessing game, I guess. That's just like me. This is what Teresa's saying. I know Kayla has a storyline that she wants to do that doesn't involve Nathan. Yep. And Kevin has said that he wants Kayla to get that storyline. That's true. But there's what we can always hope for season 11.
Yeah, really.
All right. What else? Let me see. I'm sorry. I got to move this up when I don't use okay, get rid of that off of Deb's face. He tried really hard not to tell us too much. Yes, 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Right, Robin. He's not allowed to, actually. They wouldn't have, if they didn't trust, I mean, you have to sign an NDA, and he had to be extremely careful.
I got to take a time out again. I'll be back.
Go ahead. Jan says, since it seems to involve R and L, it makes sense that it involves the newspaper. Okay. Yeah. Yep. And yes, Annie, I saw that you thought that his wife is Jeanette. I don't know. I think Jeanette is going to have a bigger, if we ever get to meet her, that she would have a speaking part, and it would be a very big part, and not just a little, thing in and out. So that's what keeps me from thinking that she is Jeanette. I don't know. There's an art gallery?
Huh.
Arlene said, I commented on a post of the newspaper board that something he blocked out. He replied, good eye, detective. So Arlene, one of the things I wanted to point out about that newspaper board, it was old. It was from last year. So those sayings that were up, I think it was posted recently again on the page that Pam and Terry and I forget who else is on that page. What is that? The Hearties, Lucas and Elizabeth page. They posted it, and people thought it was recent, and I put under there it's old. And then one of the admins flipped a wig and said, yes, but we have new people. And I was like, okay, I'm only saying that people were messaging me and saying, did you see the new newspaper? And I said, that's not new. That's from last year. That was posted up.
Yeah,
So
that was from last year.
I'm not sure if you're referencing that, Arlene, but it had funny stuff on there, like a Crook's Books recipes and funny, like hilarious little things that it said on there. Yeah. All right. Teresa's saying she's excited for Nathan and Faith. She's hoping that might happen. Perhaps he speaks to Lee about working for the big paper, and Lee only wants something if Rosemary's involved. He says no, and Rosemary and Lee get very angry. Okay. Or maybe he takes over the newspaper, and then the way that he is reporting the news is not very kind. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's more gossipy or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yes, and that is true. He does have scenes with Chris. And I'm thinking that he probably is staying in the saloon, in the hotel part of it. Because something he said made me think of that.
Yeah, I think that's why he's got a connection with Chris.
Teresa thinks that Jeanette's going to show up this season. Oh.
Could be.
They're building an art gallery. Doesn't make sense to me that it's Lucas's dad. We know he's not Lucas's dad. He already said that.
No, yeah, he already said that.
Yeah, he did. He did say that. A
Yeah.
lot of scenes with Lucas. Yeah. Yeah, he mentioned that. Okay, so let's see. I'll move over. And we can always jump back at a million and one things. Okay, so I was looking at this. I was looking at this for time frame reasons. So right before Christmas, when they were wrapping up season 10, this is the other part of the picture I had shown. And you see that Rosemary, obviously has given birth during this season, which I thought she would. And then there's the baby in her arms. But then we've got her here recently where she showed she was pregnant. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, do you think there'll be a time hop?
I think so.
Like a big one? Like, do you think she'll already be that big?
Yeah.
When it starts? Okay.
I think she's going to be already that big and probably give birth maybe the third episode in. I think so because that's just my opinion. Because they're showing her pregnant, that big pregnant. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to start off with. It's going to start off with her being that big.
Okay, maybe do you think she gives birth in the what is it? I think it's either episode. They weren't sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. It's either 2 or 3 is the 100th episode. You think that'll be the
Yeah,
first
I
one?
think so. I do. I think they're not gonna have her have a long pregnancy, which is kind of sad because I think they would be so cute together, watching her being pregnant. But yeah,
someone's trying to tell me what episodes he's in and saying he's in episode 9 and 10. You got confirmation. Mark was on and actually said it. I mean, he wrote it to me too, the episodes that he's in. It's towards the end. For some reason, I thought it was part of, because they go in blocks, I thought it was part of the second to last block and whatever, but I can look it up. It doesn't matter. He's only in 2. He's not in the last. Let's see what he said. I'll look it up. What's everyone saying over here? Let's see. Maybe she pops in 100. I know, that's what I was thinking. I have this theory that she will go into labor at the wedding reception. Oh, and still Christina, and steal the attention, right?
Yeah. God.
Brian says, I say very likely that she'll be close to giving birth at the beginning of the season. Same thing happened between season 5 and 6 with Elizabeth. This is
Yeah,
true.
see, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking either the second or the third episode in the season that she would probably give birth.
I agree. Okay. So that's what I was I wanted to say that. All right. So let's see. What do we have here? Oh,
Go back.
Back? Okay, I'm going back. I'm back.
Okay, so I got a post today that said Rosemary's got the same dress on that Elizabeth wears, only a different color. Where is that dress on Elizabeth?
Mm-mm.
And I said, tell me where the dress is. And no one, they never respond to me, So I have no idea.
Okay. No. I've never seen her in this. And sometimes
I've never seen her. No, me either.
Listen to me. Sometimes Barbara does take the clothes and repurposes them. You know what I mean?
Well, when she found out that Rosemary was pregnant, she was in the same dress when she found out she was pregnant. Did you know that? That was a true story. Go back and look. You're going to go back and look now, aren't you?
Hold on. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just loving how they did that. That is great.
It was perfect. It was Elizabeth, Erin's idea. She wanted to do
that. Oh.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. She is going to be third trimester. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that you think you think this is the beginning of the show?
Yes.
I think that this first shot here that she just gave us is going to be the beginning. And then and then she's gonna. I don't feel like she'll have the baby at the very end, though.
No, I can't.
In more of the season. I mean, If that's true, the head on that baby is kind of huge for a newborn.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Is she going to be pregnant during the wedding?
What wedding?
The one that's supposed to happen. The one that no one knows about?
Yeah.
Secret?
All right. Otherwise, too. Oh, Jan is saying that definitely she's going to be that big. Otherwise, she has too many different belly sizes, and you really have to like move that along. So I really think that we're onto something. That when it first opens, that's how she's going to look, nice and big.
Yeah, I think so.
And she's going to drive her husband crazy. I'm trying to think of a recipe for something that she would crave and make a video about it, because I'm sure she's craving.
Well, she likes the ooey gooey cake.
That's true. She does.
Yeah. Well, and with the fact that she's that size, it kind of plays in when Elizabeth was pregnant too. They didn't mess with her bump at all. It was big to begin
right
with.
away, right?
Yeah.
No popping at the 100th episode or wedding reception. Rosemary and Lee deserve their own special episode. This is true. I really think I have a theory about that 100th episode. I feel like they're going to do some time traveling, kind of like
that might be
like it's a dream or a thought, and I also think we're going to see flashbacks. But the reason why I think it is, I don't think they just randomly all decided to age themselves with that app that Ben had. I don't know. I really think that was some kind of a little hint or something.
Hey, that could possibly be. Yeah, you must be onto something. I think so too.
You think they're going to age them?
Not for real. I feel like they're going. They like in a dream or some kind of, I don't know, something.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And not only does Rosemary and Lee need their own special time, but they need to focus on Elizabeth and Lucas too. I mean, they can't. I mean, we had such a whirlwind thing with her and Jack that lasted 4 episodes. That there's no way. They've got to take their time with this and get it right.
I agree. It was like, and I think it's because they sort of like ran out of time. He was hardly in. He was always away and back and forth. And I think they'll do a better job.
Right. Well, and he's back and forth. And I still say all these people that think that they can do something better somewhere else. Like what do they do? I mean, he's been in how many, maybe 4 movies since then. I just saw the commercial with the guy from Bridgerton. I'm like, really? You're getting more money for that commercial than you did for all of the Bridgerton stuff? I don't know. I just wonder why they do stuff like that.
I don't know.
And it's been going on forever. I mean, sitcoms back in the 60s, the people would get out of a sitcom because they thought they could do something better, and they never did. So
I swear I should be someone's manager. I think I would be a good manager for them. Yeah. All right, Ro, some kind of sweet and sour recipe. How pickles and ice cream. Yes, I know. I was thinking of that too, Jan. Something sweet and sour too. I was thinking maybe with popcorn, because she's got that flair for the dramatic. You watch it. Remember when they were all watching the movie, and they were all having popcorn? But I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I don't know how much or how well people can see this, but this was Erin's farewell, and what I found interesting was the last part of what she wrote. And she was saying that season 10 is going to be one of the most engaging and electrifying seasons yet. And I remember the year before when they were all saying, oh, it's going to be explosive, it's going to be this. And I thought, how interesting that she chose engaging and electrifying.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if someone else will be getting engaged, and I'm wondering if it will be Molly, and that is why her daughter is back.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. But and Erin whenever she posts something, she always has an ulterior motive.
She does.
Yeah, because if you remember when Molly came back after dropping Bill off, she wanted to tell Fiona. It wasn't, no, not Fiona. She wanted to tell
Faith.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I got to tell you something. So, yeah, that could possibly be.
And then we didn't hear it.
What happened?
I said, and then we didn't hear. We have to tell you something, and that was it.
Yeah. Then it just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I think Bill, he's coming back from being seriously ill, and he's probably thinking to himself, you know what? Life is short. He kind of already said that in the end.
Yes.
So life is short, and he wants to get some joy out of his life because he's always grumpy.
Yeah, because Bill's so dramatic.
He drives me nuts. He is the reason why people have hated Lucas, and he's kept it going all these years. And just listen to him. He just questions everything, except what he should be questioning. It's like. But maybe maybe this will loosen him up since he's close to.
I know, and I think it would be fun. I think they would have like a good time together because she's very she's not dramatic. She's very calm. I think it'll be good. I saw what Teresa said. She wishes that Nathan was getting engaged, but she knows that's wishful thinking. I don't know. Maybe that's what engaging means. Maybe it'll be like the bug, the love bug, and more than one.
Oh yeah.
Will get engaged.
Maybe more than one.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that will stop all the complaints about Nathan then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, this is funny. Arlene says crusty old Bill needs some loving.
He is crusty.
Oh my God, I love it. Now, Christina has a question. Do you think Lucas and Elizabeth will already be married when season 10 starts? I hope not. But if Rosemary is as far as she looks, it's been a while since the engagement. Christine, first of all, there's going to already be like some kind of, people are going to start, when you do a walk like down Washington, D.C., they're going to start a walk to the, Hallmark, located out in the Midwest, because we're pushing back. We're going to talk about this. We're pushing back the start date for the season. You know what I mean? Right. If they open up with them already married. Well, let me tell you, if they're already married, we better have all flashback scenes of all the stuff.
Yeah, a lot of fans will not be happy about that.
Yeah, that I know. Here's one right now. If there's
no me too.
Think Bill's cranky. You haven't seen anything.
I mean, just think how many people were mad when we didn't get to see Lucas actually going into her house for the first time.
I know.
So many people made a big stake about that. So I can just guess that if they just, if we miss the wedding completely, there's going to be.
We'll be ripped. We'll be so mad.
Well, and they've done such a good job of not giving away anything. Pictures or anything. I mean, like the picture that you have right there with Aaron walking away, that tells nothing. You can see her ring on her hand. You can tell that there's no wedding ring with it.
Yeah.
But that's it. And everything else that they've posted, like the very first one she posted, remember it was a picture of her looking in the reflection in the jail.
Mm-hmm.
She had a piece of paper and everyone went nuts. What is that paper? What does she have? Is she in jail? Oh my goodness. So I thought this is why they're not posting anything, because people are going nuts when anything like this happens.
We analyze it to death.
Yes.
So that other part of this was when she said it was electrifying. So I was like, wait a minute, let me figure out when electricity hit Canada. So I did a little research, and it was in the late 1800s. And Hamilton was one of, but not in everyday households. Hamilton City was one of the first to have like streets that were lit, like street lamps. But then by 1920, because of Niagara Falls and the hydropower, all the households started to get electricity. So I'm wondering if maybe that's the next thing. They're going to have street lights and things that are not gas lit, that they're literal, like, or candles. They're going to be, it's going to have electricity everywhere, which also makes me think this is when the radio, I looked up radio because we know that there's a radio station coming. what's ironic is when I was researching this, I just put the little headline here. It says radios, automobiles, and electric lights marked the 1920s. So by that point, right, and when 1920 started, all these upgrades came to like everyday households. So the radio, this is funny. The first real radio station was 1919, but when they broadcasted something, it was the next year in May. They beat the USA. USA didn't even have a radio station like they did. So I'm thinking maybe all of that is her connection with electrifying. I'm wondering who's going to be running the radio station.
Oh, probably Ned. Edwin. What? Okay, but all of the houses, not all of the houses, but all the houses that we see, they all have electricity. Like they went for the Christmas episode, they had electric lights. They didn't have candles. It was all electric. Remember they said, it's going to get to the time where only the rich are going to use candles. Everyone else will have electricity. That was in like season 1, but they had everyone, like the last Christmas episode they had especially with it at not Elizabeth, but Rosemary's house. That was all electric lights in her house, and that was what 2000 or what was that? That was 2017. So that would have been 1916, maybe.
But I don't think I don't think they all have electricity in their homes. So I think we're guessing that a lot of that's gas powered.
Yeah.
A lot of things that were hooked up by gas.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
I'm not saying people don't. I'm just thinking they're going to make a big production out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think,
like they did with the telephone.
Right, and I think that's why radio is going to be coming in. That's like part of her comment for electrifying. I wondered about that too, but it seems that there is a lot of electricity in Hope Valley already. The row houses have electric lights, and the saloon in Abigail's Cafe, we never see them turn on a switch though. That's why I think it's gas powered, because people don't realize how common that was to turn on things, and it was done by gas. But
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember they used a lot of candles for stuff too when they lit up stuff at night?
Every time there was something good going on, they brought the candles out.
Romantic scenes.
Yes.
But you're right. I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm just wondering if that's what the whole electrifying thing is. I think they're going to make more of a pay attention to it, because that's when it hit the frontier homes and whatnot. And let's face it, just for filming purposes, they have to have it lit up. Do you know what I mean? It can't be that dark. And then I don't know if anybody here is a Game of Thrones fan, but some of those episodes, especially the last season, I was like, why is it so dark? I can't see.
I know.
So that would be Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too. I love Outlander.
I know. So do I.
Martha's saying, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. No, it's amazing how we go from, When Calls the Heart to Outlander. It's just, there's no common sense in it all.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, my friends are like, you got to be kidding me. How are you doing this? But
why? Because
just deal with it.
I'm a multifaceted woman.
Exactly.
To talk about the radio, yes, they did talk about the radio at Hope Valley Days. They did. That's the only reason why people even really know about it. Yeah.
So what about someone mentioned back a long time ago, whenever we started talking about season 10, of the possibility of Lucas bringing Abigail back for the wedding as a surprise. Any chance that can happen? That maybe that could be electrifying or engaging or something. I mean, they would keep that a secret. They wouldn't let anybody know that she's there.
Absolutely
Even though she's doing stuff for GACF or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If she was coming back for that, no, they wouldn't let it out. They would keep that silent. And again, we're not going to show you any pictures because she would be in the pictures. So but I don't know, just speculation.
I'm looking at what people are saying. If the oil company doesn't want Fiona running the company. Maybe if Fiona would be a good candidate to run the radio station. I think Jeanette will show up and create some serious tension between Eleni. That's why we haven't seen any Luca Beth behind the scene pictures. Plus, Elizabeth Stewart said, every great love has its bumpy roads.
Who said that?
Elizabeth Stewart.
Elizabeth Stewart. Elizabeth. Erin said it. She said it's going to be a little bumpy, but it's going to be.
The showrunner said something too. But
Okay.
I think that the bumpiness comes from their families. I don't feel like it's their relationship because they work so hard to make it tight. I think it's everyone that's around them. And you know how people get crazed when there's stuff going on. Yeah. Yes. Bryce is saying that Pastor Frank was working on an electric light. That's what he's saying. He saw that.
Where's Kathy? We're talking about Pastor Frank. It's his birthday today.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. She said she was going to try and make it. I don't know because I just asked at the last minute.
She was trying to get a plane out to Canada to go be with him,
Yes.
but Southwest wasn't helping her out.
Oh God, no. I don't think Hallmark would bring Abigail back. That's what Carol's saying. Hi, Carol. Who knows? I think that we have no idea. I'm excited to see what happens. I think bumps in the road would be a good storyline. It would just strengthen the relationship even more. That's what Teresa's saying. I still think Jeanette is older, not anywhere near E and L's age. I don't know, but I really want to meet her. I think
she is also older.
I think she's older too. Just by how he talked about her when he went into the burning building and saved her and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think she's older.
And then you brought up the fact that she works for the Treasury Department. Now, is it the Treasury Department for America or Canada? Because I have trouble sometimes differentiating between what country they're in.
I think it was America because she was still down in the States.
Right. Somewhere in New Orleans or somewhere.
She did sound young on the phone, though. I've always believed that she was young. I did. I always thought she was. I know a majority of people think she's older. And I think what's throwing them is that she was a widow. Her husband was prominent and owned money. I mean, had stuff, and then it was kind of left to her. But, women really couldn't own anything either. So that's why the guy was taking advantage and Lucas helped out. I don't know. I always thought that they were close in age, but that's just my opinion. That's why I'm like, I need to meet her.
Yeah, but I don't think she's gonna. I would hope that they are strong enough in their relationship that she coming around is not going to affect them at all.
Yes,
although Elizabeth might get a little jealous. I don't know.
She might. All right. So those are the things that I wanted to point out, like the whole like some food for thought. And I was excited to see what other people thought about the electrifying and engaging. Like that's like, I really do think that we're going to have another engagement. And I really do think it's Bill and Molly. That's why I think her daughter's there. But it would be fun if it was other people too. I mean, maybe that's, I don't know. She never just says stuff. You know what I mean?
She always has it. She always has something that she wants to say in her own little way. She just posted something. And it was something with the way she said it. It was like, okay, what is she talking about? It was just recently too.
Oh, I'm going to have to look.
I can't remember.
I haven't seen it either.
Joyce. Oh, I'll go on her account. Joyce. Nothing is going to happen to Elizabeth and Lucas. They will not break up, Joyce. I want you, Joyce, to take a drink of something, whatever it is. Take a big gulp and a nice sigh, and you're going to be okay. It's not happening. I can guarantee it. Yes. Let's see. Maybe Nathan and the doctor will get engaged. I don't know. I feel like poor Nathan. They're not going to make him engaged yet. He still needs another season. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I think.
I don't know who. I mean, there are at least 3 people they could hook him up with.
Oh gosh, there could be somebody we don't even know.
Yeah, or someone that's new, brand new. You're right. Yeah. But then why bring Mesu onto the scene? I'm sure that's why they brought her in the first place, just to see maybe what her relationship and what her charisma was with him. But maybe they didn't like it. Maybe they didn't think it was good enough.
Right. Okay, so I went back to talk about Mark Brandon, and I forget who in here said they had it confirmed. I have it confirmed. He's right here. It's episode 9 and 10. So he is in the second to last block is what he's in. Okay. So he's not in the end. Okay.
So there are 12. There's 12 episodes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There are 12.
Say hi to everybody.
Yeah. That's true. Someone was saying Faith might not be ready to take the step, but I don't know that he would go with Faith. Maybe he would go with Mesu. I also think they added Mesu, I know they added it for him and I get that, but also I think they added Mesu because they wanted to add some cultural diversity too, right?
True.
Yeah. I mean, Mesu could have been that character that they introduced could have been anyone, and they chose to go with Mesu, which I find really fun and interesting. All right, let's see. My hope for Nathan is to get engaged by the end of the season, but my expectation is just a kiss at the end. Hopefully, they'll meet in the middle. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on to this next part right here.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniels.
Someone was saying that they only have one engagement per season. Oh, it's the 100. It's the 10th season. I think that they're going to break the rules.
Yeah.
Has there only been 10 engagements?
No, there hasn't been even 10 engagements.
I don't know. There hasn't been 10. Yeah.
There isn't always a wedding a season. Every season, there isn't always a wedding. No. All right, here we go. We've got, okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Chris here. So I found something interesting. What's it say? The Hardy Observer, way to channel your inner Rosemary. I feel like Elizabeth is Nathan's season, in May is his reason, and Faith might be his lifetime. Oh.
Wait, where's that at? Oh, I see.
Hardy Observer. Let's put that up. This is Teresa. I feel like Elizabeth is Nathan's season. Okay. May is his reason, and Faith might be his lifetime.
Oh.
Huh. But see, if that's the case, then they're going to have to take their time, because Faith has already said she wasn't ready at the end of season 9, so she's probably not going to, season 9. She's probably not going to be ready now. So
yeah,
they've got to ease her into this.
Okay. Martha, if you're talking about Mark, he's in 2, 9 and 10 only. Yeah. What's this? I agree about Daniel Crosby. She did one big film, The Man That Loved Women, I think. That Loved Women. I don't know what that means. The Man That Loved Women. I don't know what that is.
Is that a movie or a TV show?
Chris. Okay. I'm not sure. It's someone. I'm missing probably. They're talking to each other, and I'm missing some of the conversation.
Now I see what you go through when you do the.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've never been on this end.
I can't even see the chats because the last time I did that, I got bumped off, and I'm not doing it this time.
She throws herself out. So okay, back to Chris. I wanted to talk about this. This comes from the database. This is the official. This is the professional database. This is not the general, which everyone can see. So that it's a little different. Everything that's in is confirmed. So for Chris's movie, what is it? Went right out of my head. Oh, Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. Yeah. He is an 8 of it's a 10. And somebody storyline or story watch, somebody posted stuff, and I was like, really, everything you said was not all of it was correct, and I already addressed it, so I'm putting it out there again. So anyway, whoever read that article, it made me angry. Wrote it rather. So anyway, it's a 10 episode series, and he is an 8 out of the 10, and he plays a Mr. Daniels. He is the teacher, and that much we know. That's it. That's all we know. And it's supposed to be in 2023. So there was a article. This is interesting. After all my research, deep diving, there's nothing anywhere except on Twitter in Spanish. Oh. It's the Rolling Stones in Spanish, though. It's not the English version. And when I looked into it, it was an interview, and I had to hit translate because I can only read so much in Spanish. They did an interview with Annabelle Oakes, Oakes. She is not only is she like the showrunner for it all, she even got to direct some of it. And she was talking about when she was approached to do the story, she's like, it was done already and it was good. And we already know what happened to Danny and they went off into the sunset. And then she started to do a little research and she hooked up with the original writer of the movie, play, whatever. And the Pink Ladies were real in his high school when he went to school. There really was such a thing as Pink Ladies, and they sort of were like a gang. So that's why she decided to do the beginnings of it. So it's all different characters and why and how they got together and what they became. So that's the history behind it. And apparently his character has a part in it too, like that kind of pushes the girls a little over the edge. I think his character's not a nice guy.
Yeah. I read that too.
Yeah.
Chris's character is not a nice guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do we find this? Is this what channel is this on?
This is going to come on Paramount Plus. So Paramount Plus, which is hooked up with CBS. Paramount Plus did put a list of what was like special things that were premiering, and they did it for the first 3 months. And this is not in January, February, or March. So I called and they're like, sorry, we don't have that information. So I called somebody else and I posted different things and put all my feelers out because I'm tired of it, because they don't give you a straight answer. Because originally it was they said it was 2022, and then they said it was the end of 2022. Now it's sometime in 2023. I don't know why they keep pushing it, because it's done. ADR, everything, it's been done for months. As a matter of fact, a lot of the characters that are in this, except for Chris, I mean, people of Chris's age, they're young. They're young kiddos. By the time this is out and they start to promote it, they're going to look like way older. And I'm thinking,
yeah.
Are they not going to is it going to be one season only? Because it's considered a series, because they're going to have a big age difference in the look. And so they did post a picture of the girls. These are the Pink Ladies. This was a premiere picture, and this came just out on the 20th in the Spanish version of the Rolling Stones. See, I did a deep dive.
Wow. But you found something. That's good.
I know, I did. My rumor was June 2023, but who knows?
So why are all these, When Calls the Heart's coming out in June or July, depending on if you believe Pascale or not. They just announced that Outlander is going to be in July. It's just like, why is this all happening at the same time?
I don't know about the other stuff, but I do know why it's happening in Hallmark. So, and I had said this before, Nathan's story really picks up at the end of season 10. Okay. I was just looking at some of the notes that people are saying. Comment was from me comparing Denise Crosby loving Star Trek back to, okay. Bryce is talking about something else. I'm sorry. I'm all distracted.
He's a Star Trek guy.
Yes. So coming back to this, because they're premiering 2 new series. One is called The Way Home, which I am hooking my hands into. And I've been talking to the publicist with Hallmark that leads this. So before Christmas, it's time travel. Before Christmas, I had said I told her what Kathy and I would be doing. And then I wanted to have the cast on. And she said, we'll make it happen, but let's wait till after the holidays, because they wanted to get through all the Christmas stuff. I said, no problem. I just wanted to be first in line. So, anyway, that stuff is coming up, and they're premiering that January 15th. It's 10 episodes. So that's going to run us into March, which is taking up the space for When Calls the Heart. And there's a second series, and the series is about like a horse farm family that raises horses, and I cannot think of the name of it. I can't
either.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though.
Wonderful actors in it as well. So I think that's why I don't think that, I think that's going to be more towards the end of the year. So if you think about it, Hallmark saying Hearties might get mad, right? Were they going to boycott and not watch? They're mad because they're dying to watch it. So they're banking on putting them in that spot. So, the ratings will be fine. It's their strongest.
But now you got the problem of Christmas in July too. It's going to run into that.
Right. And Christmas in July, I was thinking about this. But Christmas in July isn't every day, right? And it's on, or is it every day? But I don't think they have things on Sunday. Right?
I thought it was every day.
I thought it was you're right about that. And that it was a new episode on Friday nights or Saturday nights, something like that. But Sunday was open because when did Chesapeake Shores come on? Didn't come on to August?
I think they were on in
Yeah.
August.
Because I remember there were times they're always in the summer.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Who knows? You're correct. I already thought of that too. So I don't know.
We have way too much time on our hands to think, don't we?
Yes. I know. But there were people that wrote, I'm not watching this new show. And I'm like, really?
It's time travel. Come on now.
But not even that. Not
who doesn't
that.
want to watch that?
Some of the comments shocked me. I was shocked by what I read something somewhere. And I was like, who wrote that? When I saw who it was, it surprised me because that's not how she is normally. And the things that I'm not watching it, how they do that. And I'm thinking, how do they do? They're running a business. Not everybody watches When Calls the Heart. Other people can have their pie in the sky time too. So I want to give it a chance. I love those actors. They have some amazing actors on it.
I read somewhere where some people were saying that they thought since it was going to be in July, that the ratings were going to drop because it was going to be summertime and a lot of people go on vacation and do things.
While I was on vacation.
All right, I have to explain something about ratings that people don't get, and we still fool around with all of this when people. Okay, we are a different kind of rating. They're looking at something different when we watch it. The real cable rating has nothing to do with us unless we belong to the Nielsen ratings, and we don't. And you can't divulge that. And
right.
that's where all those ratings come from, and they watch it. So we could all tune in or not tune in, and it could mean nothing. Not for the cable ratings. Other kinds of ratings, yes, but not for the big ratings. So, I mean, I think they know what they're doing, and they put them there to put them there because they think it'll survive. And I think we'll be dying and chomping at the bit. And you're on vacation, really. If I were on vacation at 8:00 or whatever time it was coming in,
yeah,
I'd be in front of that TV watching.
Forget the beach. We're going to go watch When Calls the Heart.
Yeah,
I was in the car and I said, okay, you guys are driving. I'm going to be on I'm going to be on my phone and I'm watching it. We're driving through the mountains of Tennessee. And I'm like, probably should be driving, but this is more important.
Arlene, you're right. Arlene was saying and it was new movies every Friday and Saturday night, but Sunday was still open. So maybe that's how they'll go with it for be able to make it run into July.
That's if they start in July. If they start in July, it'll end in August. Well, July.
No,
when will it end? September?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it could go. They could go in June.
Right.
They could do
it. She wasn't even specific. She said June or July. So
right. And then here's the thing. They start filming in July. And I was like, oh, that stinks because I hope it's sooner because people will be too busy. They won't be able to come on to anybody's podcast to talk while they're filming. You know how
they will, won't they?
They can't because they're filming. They won't I'll tell you what, when I wanted to have Kevin Smith on, they were still filming. And I remember talking with Hallmark and then talking with his people and trying to find a day when he could come on, and he could not come on before it premiered for us in the States but he could come on after it premiered. And then it would have been, it hadn't premiered the next weekend, it premiered in Canada. So that's how we worked it out. It took us days. We went around. At first it was a no, they couldn't figure it out. The poor man had not had off in weeks. And when he came back and they said he'll do Monday with you, I was like, is he sure? I even said to Tim, I'm like, Kevin, this is your only day off. He goes, this is fun for me. I'm fine. I'm like, okay. Like, I felt bad. It was his one day off and he's talking to me on the, about his movie. But anyway, that's what makes me nervous about that. But that's selfish reasons of my own. Yeah. I think they are hoping with tight lips. I'm sorry. I think they are hoping with tight lipped, this will bring in ratings no matter when they air, as we all can't wait.
We are definitely confused. We really are wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. And I've said this a million times. I think what happened, the reason why they had everybody on such lockdown is we found out, like, I remember posting and doing one of my prediction videos and showing something that was on social media and saying, look, there's a menorah in the window, but yet there's it's this season because of the flowers. And I remember Peter writing something saying good eye, and I was like, something's going on with the time frame. I knew that there was something weird happening, and then here it was, because they did those holidays. Remember, he did the holiday. Yeah. Okay, so that's why it was different seasons and different things were popping up. And then poor Jack Wagner was trying to show off on his horse, and when he did the spin around, we saw, and then it went away, but we had already seen that there was the ice cream shop, and the people in the town weren't supposed to know there was an ice cream shop, and we probably were supposed to be surprised at the same time they were, and it was all just given away. So
well, and I remember some of the false information that was questionable. They were saying who it might have been when they actually announced the mayor, and no, it wasn't. It was we're announcing it. We don't have the votes. We got to do it again. Well, there was a picture of Bill giving Lucas and Elizabeth a dirty look. And so everyone said, oh, look, see, that's not going to happen. Bill's giving them a dirty look. Well, he wasn't giving them a dirty look. He was just giving a dirty look because the mayor hadn't been announced yet. Yeah. But I mean, again, they go off the deep end and try to imagine what's really happening, and it's not happening. So and that's another reason I'm sure why they've done this year. It's driving us nuts, but we're all going to be, clued in at the same time. Although I think you, Roxanne, know more than we do.
Yeah.
See, look at the look on our face.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're saying here. A lot of actors on When Calls the Heart say that they are tied up for approximately 5 months, etc. So tough to do either things. Kevin in recent interview said that they did Wedding Veil. He was running back and forth. Yeah, they're like, it's like crazy.
And they did that quick. I mean, they were just filming Wedding Veil a couple of weeks ago, and now it's going to premiere in another week. So they did that one quick. At least the first one with him in it is gonna come up right away.
Right. That's the name of the other one. Thank you, Teresa. Ride. You're correct, and it is. You are right. They're sandwiched in between. I think it's sandwiched in between them. I think that we'll start off with The Way Home and we'll end with The Ride, and then in the middle is going to be When Calls the Heart. And I think they did it that way because they knew that there's such a strong following for them. It'll help with the ratings for the other two. Yes, right. I agree. Yeah.
The only way they could make it even better is if they would have The Way Home on, and then followed by When Calls the Heart, and then have all three of them on at the same time. But that's overkill. I mean, that would be too hard to do. But that would definitely. I mean, that's what a lot of the national networks do. They put their new stuff on behind people that are, programs that are good.
Like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock kind of thing.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah. But
yeah. I agree. I found out who was mayor from the picture of the newspaper last year. I figured out who was mayor when they showed a clip, and it was of Mike doing the race, and I thought, oh, he's mayor. That was
Yeah,
it.
I kind of figured it was him too.
Yeah, that Hallmark showed.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. They wouldn't have anybody but the mayor start that race.
Yeah,
So, yep.
I thought that too.
See,
Yes,
we just watch too much, and yeah, we're just too into it.
yeah. This one said, it says when Pascale said season 10 wouldn't premiere until June or July, she was genuine, I believe. I agree. We think that too. That's what she's thinking. I agree with it. Yeah. I think she was genuine. Oh, someone's saying no one could sit for that long.
Well, you got commercials,
Yeah. Yes. And Karen, I did have a very nice Christmas. Thank you so much. It was very relaxing. I get very much overwhelmed because my last day of school, not that this is all about me, but was Friday, Christmas Eve. And the day before, progress reports are due. And you're trying to chase kids around. They tuned out the week before. So you're running around trying to it's like a disaster. And then a whole bunch of other stuff was going on. So it's always crazy cuckoo.
When do you get to go back if you were there until Christmas Eve?
We always go back right after the official legal holiday for the new year. So it's Monday, so we go back Tuesday.
So you don't even have 2 full weeks.
No, we never
Gosh.
have. No. And in New Jersey, you have to have 180 days of school. The kids have to.
Oh, we do too. But we have a waiver.
We have no waiver.
We have a waiver.
I know.
I hope there's no one listening to me on this.
That's okay. But we have
trouble.
I know. We don't have a waiver. I mean, like in New Jersey, like education is like a no joke. It's like, so we have no waiver. Yeah.
I would like to think that that's what it's like here too, but I don't know. Well, at least I don't have a board meeting until the 14th or whatever day when it's a week from when we go back. So, yeah.
Anyway. Brian, are these high school girls? They are. This is about, and that's what Chris is he's playing a high school teacher. Yes. Yeah. Any idea why Chris doesn't do more movies on Hallmark? Chris does all kinds of stuff. I think that might be why. And he did do a cameo though, which was so cool.
That was.
He had a cameo. Yep.
I was hoping for an Aaron cameo, and that didn't happen.
I know. Pascale had a cameo too. She had a good part.
And someone who was her, Pascale, Chris, and who else did? Thought someone else did too.
Somebody else did. I can't remember.
How do I forget that? Someone's got to know.
What?
That someone else had it. Who else had the cameo? Thought there was 3 from When Calls the Heart. I don't remember.
Not that I know of. I'm thinking.
I think it was Jack Wagner.
Oh, Jack Wagner didn't have a cameo. He had a whole part.
He had a whole part.
In big fat for a Christmas Story or something like that. He had a big part in that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chris doesn't do very many movies either. I mean, they are together on with When Calls the Heart so long, but Aaron hasn't done a real movie or a new movie since beginning of 2020, 21 or something like that. It was the one with
it had to be you or something like that. It was always you.
Yeah, it was always you. Yeah. That was the last one she's done.
Carol Glover.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Season 10, the last season. No, it is not.
Are you talking from personal experience or informational experience?
It's not.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. The plan is for it to continue. That's the plan. How's that?
Okay. There's still a lot of stories to be told.
Yes, there are.
And you have an answer. I have a question. The new showrunner, what's her name? The new person in charge of Hallmark.
Is it Elizabeth? What's her name? I forgot. Yes. No, she's not in charge of Hallmark.
Who's the one in charge of Hallmark? The new person.
I don't remember her name.
But I recognize her from like soap operas or someplace. And I've
Good.
looked on IBMD, whatever that is, and it says that she was like a director or producer, but she was never in them. But she looks really, really familiar to me. So I don't know why I know who she is.
Lindsay is their new showrunner.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll have to. I don't know. She's the. You mean the vice president that they.
yeah,
Yes, I know that Lindsay. We're talking about when. I'm sorry, Arlene. Lisa Hamilton
that's
Daly.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. I even recognize her name. I mean, her name rings a bell with me
Well,
somehow.
Lisa Hamilton. It was an actress,
Okay.
but Daly.
Where?
Yeah.
I knew that I knew the name and I recognized her when I saw a picture of her, but then I couldn't find any place that she did anything.
I remember that was like a very quiet transition when she came in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm looking now at her stuff. It's just a lot of EPs for things, a lot. That's mainly what it is. I don't see her. Oh, I didn't know she had her hand in Northern Rescue. Oh, what about that? I don't know. She like I don't see anything acting. She just produced an executive EP.
Tell you, she was in something because I recognized her.
Okay.
I wouldn't know her. I wouldn't know her if she was just a producer or director or anything.
Right. I'm gonna look. I'll see. That'll be something I'll hunt out. Carol, that thought had crossed my mind as I'm going out with a bang at the top of their game. There's been a seismic shift in program type and format, making When Calls the Heart really unique. The new president is the granddaughter of Hank Aaron. Yeah, I knew. Okay. Was Lisa Hamilton Daly at HFR, Martha? She was a former Netflix exec. She was. Yes, Karen. She also was on one of the cable networks, too. The new president is the granddaughter of, yes, I saw that. Just reading everybody's little.
So, Karen, you think that they're gonna end When Calls the Heart at season 10, ended on a high note like some places have?
No,
God, I hope not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
And that's some places like is a USA kind of thing. And like in Canada, they have the number one longest running show is Heartland. And what are they in season 17 or 8?
Yes.
And one right after them, one less is Murdoch Mystery, which I love. So they're in their 16th season, and then the other one 17th, or it's 18 and 17, whatever it is. There's a lot of long running shows with, really great ratings. I love both shows. I love Murdoch Mysteries.
That'd be weird to see When
What?
Calls the Heart go 17 years. That'd be
Who
fun.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. They're
That'd be
just
fun.
hard. People are like, no, she was in Paris. Wait, no, Brian, no, they're all arguing. Okay. All right. People are just talking to each other. Does anyone have, do you girls want to add any thoughts to anything before we ask if we have any questions that we can answer?
No, I think we covered everything that I had
Yeah.
questions about. So
I went through all of it. This is what really got me, though, the engaging and the electrifying.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing the very last scene with those three walking after the engagement, and little Jack turns around and looks to see who's watching him walk? You almost can't tell because they're so far away from the camera, but it's so cute because you can see him turn around and like, are we still supposed to be walking?
I know.
He's a cutie. He is just a cutie.
Do I think that Fiona and her boyfriend will get engaged? Fiona has a boyfriend?
Who's her boyfriend?
Huh? You mean her old boyfriend before, Carol?
Oh, the one in
One we haven't met?
the one in San Francisco?
I truly think if they're hooking her up with any man, it's going to be Arthur Gilchrist.
Is he back? Do we
I
know?
don't know, and I wanted to ask Matthew, but he can't tell me.
Oh, none of them can say anything.
They can't.
I know.
Some do, and then you're sworn to secrecy.
I know you are. Yes, I know you are.
Do you think Minnie Canfield's dad will show up? Well, you know what, Avis? If he doesn't, I'm going to be disappointed because that will be another, like they alluded to so much of that. They're going to be going into business together, and they made a big deal about it. So
Yeah.
you got a phone call or something, even if it's one episode.
So what is Reverend Canfield's real job going to be? Because he's had 100 of them already.
I know.
Well, let's see. He's like Bill. Bill had many jobs. He runs the cafe, right? And he was mayor, and he was then he became judge, and he was inspector. So he had lots of different jobs too. And then Lucas had the oil company, and he had the what else? The saloon, right? So he only had two jobs. Then what about Lee? That with the newspaper, and he also has the sawmill.
Lee is all over the place too.
He's all over, and then he wanted to be mayor as well. So all these men have 42,000 jobs. but Phil, but I think he takes the cake, Joseph. So Joseph was a delivery person at first, right? And he built furniture. So he was working for Lee. He was the handyman around the town, and he had the cafe, and he's the pastor.
And he wanted to buy the gas station, but he was too late on that.
Bill and Joseph are having a job contest.
Yeah.
Will they be filming season 11 while we are seeing season 10? Yes, if all goes right. Yes.
It's going to have to be, yeah.
They see the thing about that is I don't think they're scheduled. If anything, I'm sorry, I'm yelling. If anything, if their schedule shifted, they would start filming earlier, not later, because they run into that very cold weather that they get hit with in November.
Which would be perfect for a Christmas episode.
I know.
I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
I know.
Yeah.
They can't film after a certain time because of the trees and everything. It's just not good up there.
Well, and it's also like they've been posted pictures that they had 2 feet of snow the other day, and then it rained, and now there's nothing, and the sun's out, and it's just mud. So you can't trust the weather up there.
But the mud is a huge problem for them too. That's why when I thought that there was a bigger issue, like I thought it was more metaphoric, and it could have been, but I thought it was a bigger issue where they had the Canfields living out in the woods, and then they came back and they lived in the town. And I looked at it as they were new. They weren't sure they'd be on the outskirts. Then they felt welcome. They came and moved in town. But I remember when I had Viv on and Natasha, he said, that's a good way of looking at it, Roxanne. But he said the mud was really bad as the season was going on, and they couldn't get the camera crew out there and everything. So mud is a big issue for them.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking, if anything, they'd film earlier, not later. Before, I don't know what their contracts say, but they would film but there's no reason why they can't film while the show is on. There's nothing that says that they can't. That's never really interfered. It's just if we wanted them to come on, well, that doesn't mean anything. Who are we,
Well,
I have a question.
Yes.
I wonder, when Lucas and Elizabeth get married, whose house will they be living in? Because they never really showed Lucas' place.
Her house. Maybe he'll add on to it.
So I'm wondering how they're going to add that into the storyline.
I'm just looking at everybody's thing. I'm sure.
I mean, we don't
Lillian
know.
saying good night. Good night, Lillian.
We don't know where Lucas lives.
No, we don't know. We have no idea. I mean, they haven't showed us.
I did a series of videos of different people and different characters and where they live. And
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
we don't know where a lot of them live. John Tinker said they start writing 6 weeks before they start filming. They need an early renewal for season 11. Yes.
Like right now. Take all the guesswork out of it, because that, what is it, 4 or 5 weeks that we had to wait was brutal.
I'm not laughing at you. Okay, first there's a couple of things. First of all, Christina, they're asking if that's your precious pup. And
What?
if that's your precious puppy with you.
Oh, that's well, it's actually not mine. It's my daughter's new puppy.
Aww.
It's a Sawyer.
He's cute.
Hi, Sawyer.
And then Carol, Lucas lives at the saloon, doesn't he? Nope, he doesn't.
That's what Allie thought.
Right. And Martha, he lives in his car. Oh, and they need more episodes in the seasons. And where does everyone live? You're right. I already said all that. I did a whole thing on all those people. Oh, goodness. All right, friends. We're coming to an end. I'm going to take this off. What's going on, girls? Anything you want to share about your fan pages before we say goodnight? Anything good?
Well, my fan page on Instagram, just want to inform everybody, it is no longer. I've done it twice. I've got booted off the first time, had over 1,000 followers. And I started it back up with the Chris McNally fan group. And somebody reported me saying that I was impersonating Chris McNally.
Oh, geez.
And I sent them a message, Instagram, and told them that I was not trying to impersonate him. It clearly states in the title that it is a fan group. So it is a fan page. And then I was not trying to pretend to be him. And they had me, they revived it, and they had me back up, and then somebody reported me again. So I'm done. I'm tired of having to restart it.
Christine, I'm sorry. What also happened is I screenshot some of the stuff too, and I reported there were 2 people in particular that said that I can't believe I keep reporting you and you're still here.
Yeah.
And then the second person actually used foul language. And said, we're going to take this BITCH
right
down. And I'm like, what? So I screenshot it and I reported both. I researched.
I did too.
And then Instagram writes me back and said that they're going to ignore it because they were too overwhelmed with other things, that it didn't break the rules. They didn't really check, and they left them there.
Yeah.
So they kept reporting it. I looked into who they were, and I didn't want to believe this, but they are, believe it or not to start a war, because I wanted to find out who these.
Oh, I bet I know who they are.
Yes. They were both big Nathan fans.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that when it was so crazy? It was like this vendetta that they had. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So
yeah, someone sent me a message and said, this is not a bug. That we're actually reporting you.
Yeah, a bot.
And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And apparently they must have some connection, because they got me booted off twice on Instagram.
I don't think they have a connection. I think what they have is a team, and it was many people reporting the same thing, and they got.
But it's really, really sad, because I see that there's other Chris McNally fan pages. There's Chris McNally -fan. Mm-hmm. There's a Chris McNally with a bunch of numbers behind it. There's another one that says Chris McNally fan 1.
But
there's all kinds. There's all kinds of Chris McNally fan pages.
Well,
they're still up.
There's a big Nathan. It's Nathan. I love Nathan and Allie, and she's blocked me only because I made I don't even know what I said. And she goes, I'm going to leave this up so you can see it, but then I'm going to block you. And I'm like, have at it. Go ahead. But I mean, but I don't even go there anymore. I mean, after 2 years, really, you really have to keep going.
Well, I don't understand why somebody would report me. I'm not doing anything wrong. All I'm doing is trying to support the actor.
Yeah, right. But it's just silliness. And it's a small group of people. But when I say small, maybe what if it's 100 people? That's still small when you see all these thousands of people. And it just, you know what I mean? Nonsense. That's just, I don't even want to really bring that part up because we don't need to start all of that.
No.
And it doesn't mean like one side's good, one side's bad. It's just a small little group of mean-spirited people. But anyway, that's what happened. But I was just talking about like anything cool coming up on your pages. Deb, you have anything cool planned?
No, I just need for people. I mean, the 2 pages that I have, and the one that's the biggest is the When Calls the Heart at Hallmark. There's thousands of people on that, and we've worked really hard to clean out the trash. They're still showing up. Roxanne, you knocked off one today. I mean, I thought we had them all, but they're coming out of the woodwork again. She blocked one, I blocked one. But there's also people that are trying to become members and they don't answer any of the questions. And if you answer who is your favorite star of the show, and you say, yeah, bro, I really love the show, you're going to get blocked. You're not going to be on this thing. So, and then there's some that don't even answer any of the questions, and they could be legitimate. If I know, like when they're from Illinois and I see what high school they went to or what college, but if they didn't answer any of the questions, you're going to get blocked.
Yeah, we get a lot of those too in our group.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to belong to the page, just answer the questions. And the same thing with When Calls the Heart, Hallmark Friends, or what, I can't even remember, it's Friends of Hallmark or something. Friends, do the same thing. Just, you don't have to answer as many on that page as the other page, because the other page had a lot more junk going on that we almost had to do fingerprints to make sure we didn't have people on there that didn't belong.
Wow.
So, yeah. It was bad. A year ago in the summer, it took us 4 weeks, and there was 4 of us working on it, getting people off of it. So,
okay, that's good. And Christina, I had said we were always trying to do fun things for the page, switch it up, change it up, right?
Yeah, I'm always trying to think of some fun stuff like games or just, something to engage people in the group. And the problem is we have a lot of people.
Yeah.
9.3K, but there's only so many, like a handful of those people that really engage, and I usually do like a fan appreciation every Friday. And I try to pick, the ones that have, commented a lot or posted or seem like they really are trying to support the group. And it's starting to get dwindling down. I mean, it's kind of tough because, like I said, not everybody engages in the group. And it's, I mean, there are a lot of people on there and they like a lot of stuff, but just a lot of people don't really like to comment and get involved. And so I'm hoping to I want to try to get some things going in the group to where get more people involved.
I like the questions and the like the, I don't know whatever you're doing where, let's do a little game here. Also, don't you do a lot of your own editing and stuff?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I've tried. Someone's got to walk me through it. I've tried and I feel so stupid, and I really am pretty good with computers, but when it comes to stuff like that, I'm that's horrible. We're a moron when it comes to that. And I would love to do edits and do pictures and stuff like that. And then I'm very
well. I'm learning too. I'm still learning.
We all have our own talents. It's okay. We don't have to do everything. Christina's exceptional at that.
Gosh, no. trust me, there's other people that are way better than me, but I'm still learning, and I'm always got room to learn more. I mean,
right.
I'm not quite sure how to say it. IQUO. Don't be offended. That's what I will do for my students so I don't say it wrong. So Deb, what group is yours? So want to fill her in?
When Calls the Heart at Hallmark is the main one. And the other one is When Calls the Heart Friends. Maybe?
Yes.
Am I close?
We did a the last time Kathy and I were together, we did a Hearties Christmas party, and then we had different admins give us questions, and we gave shout outs to all of the fan pages. So you might want to go back and watch that or not. But yes, not you. I'm talking to
I think I belong to the first one of your group, but I'm not the One Calls the Heart Friends.
No,
I don't think I'm on that one.
No, and I was added as an admin because whoever is actually the admin didn't have time, and she asked me if I would do it, and I'm like, and that was before I even took this other one, and I went, yeah, okay, and then I did, I ended up with both then, but I'm trying to find it,
We have so yes, Carol and somebody else asked if there's Facebook. Absolutely, Carol. There's, like Deb just explained what her Facebook page is. And then Christina, you want to tell them about your page?
Yeah, my page is Chris McNally fan group, which is based on just to support the Chris McNally actor. Not by all means are we not, we have like When Calls the Heart stuff on there, but we also support everything that he does in Hallmark or out of Hallmark. So it's just a support group for the actor himself. And we've got 9.3K people right now.
That's good.
So we do a lot of fun things.
The other group that I'm on, I'm an admin for, is When Calls the Heart - Hallmark Friends, and there's only 345 members.
Oh, okay.
That's
the one I'm not. I don't think I'm on that one.
Yeah, I try to, when I post on mine, when I post on the other one, I try to post on both, and I even try to mix it up a little bit so it's the same. It's the same thing but different language, but it still ends up being the same. So,
good plugs. Just last few more things, and then we'll sign off. It's Gloria says, I wish I could create videos and do creative stuff with the photos. I would do more for the group.
I can't. I'm horrible.
I'm gonna learn.
Okay, you will.
I'm learning. I'm taking classes, but it is a science. Trust me.
Wait, I'm retired. I should be able to do this without anything, right?
Right.
I should be able to just work on this all day.
Right, but that never happened.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes it's just practice. You just gotta like mess around and figure things out. It's a learning process.
And you know what? Maybe you could tell Deb what you're taking because you're doing it online, aren't you?
Yes.
You might be able to do it online class. Yeah. Annie says, When Calls the Heart is such a loving and positive show. And I thank you, Roxanne, Deb, and Christine. It's Christina for keeping it positive and encouraging us to engage. Thank you.
Aww.
And yes, someone answered for you, Bryson. There will definitely be 12 episodes in season 10. Yes. And Robin is saying there are amazing videos out there too, and the time spent on them must be crazy. Thank you all. That's true, but I'm going to make a comment about that, right, girls? You know what I'm going to say. I know what you're both going to say. So, Robin, I am not trying to be a buzzkill nor negative, and there are many, many videos out there, and I do not understand how they do it because it's copyright infringement.
Yeah.
I don't encourage any of them because you cannot do that. You cannot make videos and put them out on YouTube with other people's clips, literally clips running of their videos, and they attach them in pictures and what. All of it is copyright infringement.
Yeah, the first time I got bumped off of Instagram, that was one of my reports That was one of my reports, that I was posting photos on my page that were not mine, that were copyrighted infringement. So I'm like, everybody else is doing it.
Everybody does it.
And everybody's doing it.
But there was this one person in particular, I won't say names, who makes these things and then puts her own watermark on it because she edited it. And I'm like,
what you're talking about.
That's not yours. You can't put it. So she was so angry with me. She blocked me on everything. But I can still see all her stuff because I have like 4,000 other accounts. But not that I'm looking for it, but it'll come across in some of my feeds. I'm trying to tell you something. I'm one of the admins on a page, and I'm telling you why you can't be upset, because it's really not your stuff. She was mad that somebody posted it without asking her. So it's not even yours. I'm mad that you put the watermark on it, and it belongs to Hallmark. And that's a whole other story.
I mean, so many people do these edits and they post them on Instagram, and they don't get bumped off. They don't get reported. And then there's me, I'm like,
yeah.
Well, and every time I try to repost a picture or whatever, and I know there's pictures all over the place that I've downloaded, and like I'll find one that was Christmas, and that's my new. And I try to give credit. This is from Hallmark, but if you give some sort of credit, you might not get in trouble, but you got to give credit somehow. You got to at least tell them where this is coming from. And especially the videos, you're right. The videos are just like, those are so extensive. It's like, I don't even know. I wouldn't even try to go for that. I mean, I said, I've had some music that I thought this will be a great song if I knew what to do with this. I have no idea.
Music is the worst. You really get flagged.
I know.
There aren't, someone was asking me if there were any titles to any of the, of it. No, of any of the episodes. No,
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if they started that? If they do that, we would go nuts, because then all of a sudden we would be dissecting the title. We'll have to come back to that.
And do you remember, is it Brian, one of the writers? He says he always likes to make it a song, a title from his titles are from songs.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so is post-production done for season 10? They were still doing little pieces of ADR, and sometimes they still come back to do it. So ADR is like when they have to sort of like do a voiceover because there's loud noises or their voice isn't strong enough, so they go into like this little boothy type thing. They usually do clips of themselves, and they watch the video and they're of themselves, and they have to do the talking, and it's kind of cool because now you know what to look for.
And you can see it too. I mean, you can see. I saw Elizabeth was talking to Rosemary, and I knew that was an ADR. And I'm thinking, you can't even see Elizabeth's mouth moving.
Yeah.
Turn the camera around. It's like,
And I remember I was talking with who was it? She just had a baby. Why does her name fly out of my head? I'm getting tired. Faith.
Andrea Brooks.
Andrea. I was talking with Andrea. Sorry, Andrea. Forgot your name. I'm sorry. I didn't forget you though. I'm just getting tired. Anyway, she said she learned early on a trick for it, and she's really good with it. So she's usually in and out and done. And everybody else is like, and poor Erin, she has like a lot. She's there like a really long time because she's in almost everything.
Yeah.
So they're probably still doing little touch-ups and things because they just stopped filming in middle of November, and then holidays and stuff. So I'm sure they're still fooling around with that.
Well, then she's got to go back to Canada from New York.
I know.
She has more to do.
She does. Bryson, that's a big thing that we were talking about. Do you know when the season starts coming out? We're thinking, we've been told that it would be like June-ish.
Yeah, June or July.
Yeah.
There won't be any snow on the ground. Just think of it that way.
Yeah.
Martha, I take pictures off of Pinterest and credit Pinterest when I do an edit. Martha, Pinterest doesn't own it. Pinterest is like a search engine, and like Google is. So that's like crediting Google. I'm trying to help you here, not lecture you.
Right.
So Pinterest is like a search engine like Google. So that would be like giving Google credit. So here's the funny thing. I was telling you a story. We had a member. She does a really great job of editing now, but over a year ago, she was just learning how to edit. It was like in January. And she got stuff off of Pinterest and she used it. And the funny thing was some of the stuff could be, I had to go do a trace, could be linked back to another member. So you can have stuff and it shows up on Pinterest
Right.
because it belongs to other people. That's just a search engine. And she posted it and she doesn't know who to credit to unless you do a deep dive like I had to. And there was this big hoobala argument. That's mine. And I'm like, well, it's really not. It belongs Hallmark and belongs, so yeah. That's the story.
I had some guy repost something. This was probably when I first started on When Calls the Heart. I don't think it was Outlander, but I think it was When Calls the Heart. But he quoted me word for word of whatever I said. And I'm like, at least you could have done. I mean, I don't know even if there was a picture involved, but I mean, it was word for word what I had said. At least edit something. Quit plagiarizing. Like, I bet you were great in high school. I bet you just plagiarized.
Oh, I have a funny story, but not really. So I was doing one of my prediction videos and I was talking about, and I was at great length sharing all this stuff. Then the next thing I know, I saw this and people still post it. And the woman has like an Asian voice and it's hard to understand what she's saying sometimes.
It's the YouTube thing.
Yes. And and I forget what it's called. And I'm like, why does the title look like my title? And I watched it and it was me, my stuff. She transcribed my video.
Oh, wow.
Every word was me, but as her. And I was like, whoa. I reported it. So here's mine just coming out. And I was new at this, right? So I may have had, let's say I had 400 hits. She had thousands, but it was mine. So I reported it and it got shut down and it was taken off. And she wrote to me and said, oh, let's collab. And I thought, I will not collab with you. You stole my stuff word for word.
She's back too.
She's always up. And I get mad when people post your stuff because none of it's true.
There's a guy named Dash Edwards.
Yeah.
And he's posting these YouTube things. And he posts them 4 or 5 days after everybody else's post. Like, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep saying, do not post. Don't let him post anything. Knock him down. It's all spam. It's all old news. And he won't even respond to me. I'm gonna block him. That's the only way I can do it is just block him.
Lillian's back. Hold on. We've got all this stuff up. You're right. And it should be, and I always tell people, so Trent stole from me. So wait. So then she goes, or the people post again, right? And they were quoting me, but they said, according to everything about Hallmark. And then they said, I'm like, you know what? I can't take it now. So I was so angry. Candace, thank you, Brian. That's it. It was Derek Thompson. Oh, he was lovely. We had him on, and he likes to name. He's been on for a lot. He's been with them for a while. He likes to put the titles in as songs.
Oh, that's the one that does that.
Yeah.
What's this? Okay. And someone was asking about the tradition, Bryce. You are correct. And that's what we were trying to say. There's 2 new series coming out. The Way Home, which is premiering January 15th, and then Ride, which is I think going to be at the end of the year. And they're sandwiching in between that When Calls the Heart because it has such an established following. So Martha, what do you do? Martha, if you're going, you don't ever do any video. So that's number 1. Don't take anybody's video and don't put any watermark, which I don't think you will. But what you can do is you can take pictures and parts of photos and edit. If you're doing it on a private site, like one of ours, and you put the credit of where it's from. You say photo credit, and we say that in our rules. Photo credit is, so if it's off of someone's Instagram account, like Erin took it, then you would give her Erin Kreco credit. If it's straight up from When Calls the Heart, like something from theirs, I'd be so careful. But if you do use it, you give them credit. You say, Hallmark Crown Media. That's what you do. You put PC credit on it.
That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to try to find where the actual picture, some of them, it's hard to find where the actual picture actually came from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because so many people post and repost and repost. So it's really
kind of
difficult.
You're kind of safe with Erin. If you just do the stuff she posts, you're pretty safe with that. All of her stuff that she does.
Yeah. Lillian says, I'm back. She was leaving us. The Asian lady on the YouTube is called Soap Trend. You are right. Soap Trend.
It's horrible.
Soap Trend.
Soap Trend. Yeah.
Then they took it away.
She was on the site, my site, forever. It took me a month to get rid of her. And now she's not coming up on mine anymore. It's everybody else's now. It's like, why do you guys let her even do this? Just don't even post it.
We had people that posted, stuff like that on there too. And we just have it now to where we have to okay what is being posted.
Yeah. I like it. Make sure you listen all the way to the end. Well, of course you got to listen to the end because that's how you get paid. No, we're not listening to the end. Jeez.
Goodbye.
Yeah, because we would get a lot of advertisement posting on there. And so we finally had to change the settings to where we had to check out what people were posting first before actually.
Right.
We had to approve it.
Yeah. We're doing that too.
All right. So those are all our little tidbits. And hopefully we'll get more as we go along. We have lots of things to think about. And so Kathy and I will be back on, I think it's January 16th, which is a Monday.
Oh, good.
Oh, could you stay away from Mondays?
No, but listen, we're not coming for When Calls.
Why? What's wrong with Mondays?
She's got a commitment. But what we're doing is we are reviewing The Way Home. And our hope is to have our guests on from the episodes. And also, if everything goes right before that comes on, I should have a few guests on too. But we'll be back in the meantime when they start showing promotional stuff because Billy will be on, who plays Toby. And when he's allowed to, he's got permission. He wants to come on, which is a good thing. And whoever else, we'll see as we go.
The 16th is good. That's Martin Luther King Day. We don't have a board meeting that day.
Okay. Good. All right. People are saying the Soap Trend lady is annoying.
She is. Don't click on her.
I know. That's the whole thing. She's annoying, but she's making bank.
Do not click on her. She's bad news. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining. We're saying good night.
Bye. Everyone have a nice New Year. Safe, happy New Year.
Yes. Girls, don't leave.
I can finally get out of Illinois.
I'm going to be home in my pajamas with my husband.
Oh, I'm headed to Cincinnati.
Not going anywhere.
I didn't get to Cincinnati for Christmas, so I'm going for New Year's now.
Uh-oh.
So.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone.
Everyone's saying bye. Good
night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to end.